Hi, welcome to Hospitality Live with Rupesh. Each week, we feature an industry leader that will share the latest trends and the best strategies to help you grow. Now, welcome your host, Rupesh Patel.
Guys, I don't know if this is live. Somebody comment and let me know if this is live on LinkedIn. I actually messed this up, and I put it for PM. I can't believe I did that. All right, so we are live on LinkedIn, guys. Welcome to the show. This is episode number 95. I can't believe it's 95. And I'm sorry. I think I put the wrong timing in where I'm not sure if anybody's going to see this on LinkedIn. I see people joining. Guys, comment. Let us know where you're watching from. And let's see if we can get this done. I'm actually sweating my butt off right now because I don't. Yeah. All right. People are saying we are live, guys. Good morning. Thank you so much. All right. I think I see. All right. I see people on. All right. We are live. Okay. We're live on YouTube, LinkedIn now, and Facebook. Yeah, we are live. Okay, perfect. All right. This is episode number 95, guys. Today, I am super excited. This is my cover story on the today's Hotelier magazine, how to use technology to make your hotel relevant today. Super excited to have my friends on that have everything to do with this article. And it is Del Ross from Hotel Effectiveness, Kristy Ingram with M3, Sean Cohen with Alice, and Thierry Collard with OTA Insights. Guys, comment and let us know where you're watching from. And all right, so we have people from Jersey, PA, Philippines, Athens, Melbourne, Naples, North Carolina, Arkansas, Portland, Niagara Falls. Guys, thank you so much, all of you guys, for joining us. I'm sorry, we're like 5 or 6 minutes behind, and it's because I actually messed it up, and I said in the scheduling on a certain platform, I use StreamYard as one of my platforms to stream onto LinkedIn, all these other channels. I put PM instead of AM, and that was my fault. So this is definitely something that we did like quickly create a new show, and hey, we're live. So I'm super excited about that. And this is what we do in hospitality. Like, we keep it going, even though we might run into issues. And so today you're going to learn how technology, including this magazine, which is all about technology. The entire article or the entire magazine is about technology, and so excited. Plus we have Sarah Dandashy on. She's going to be talking about what's happening in hotel news and travel. So excited about that. Guys, this episode is brought to you by, and somebody put this in the comments, brought to you by, and let me get the comment. Let me see. There you go. Brought to you by smartguests.com. I know every week somebody does help me put that www.smartguests.com in the show notes or in the comment in the chat. With over 4,500 customers nationwide and growing, smartguests.com helps you and your hotel improve its operations, marketing, customer service, guest scores, all of those things with 50 plus tools to help you drive revenue, turn those happy guests into loyal guests. Super excited to have Smart Guests sponsor the show again. Thank you so much to smartguests.com. And every week I talk about a mindset. And this week's mindset, let me see if I can talk. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. There it is. And I can't believe I'm on the cover of the AAHOA magazine, right? And I thought about this a long time ago. And I dreamt about being on something like this where I get to share my passion, but I never knew I'd be on a magazine. So I actually posted about this yesterday, and over 1,000 people liked it and said, guys, this is awesome. And here's the thing about when you put something in the universe, like, it comes back to you. And I feel like it's important that you do that. So honestly, I've said this, I've shared the story in the past, is honestly, everything I've kind of dreamt about in my life, it's happened, right? And I put that out in the universe. I put that self out, or I put that mind or that thought out, and it's happened. So I'm super excited that I'm on the cover, which is amazing. And listen, a long time ago, I put that on the universe. I'm like, you know what? It'd be awesome to be something in the industry, and I'm proud about that. And so thank you guys so much for your support as we all grow and as we all continue. And that's my mindset this week. So, if you are dreaming about something, if you're thinking about something, just put it out there and keep thinking about it, and eventually it does happen. And if that is true for you, has that ever happened to you? I would love to hear your comments in the comments. So comment if you've ever thought about something and just kept thinking about it, and then guess what? Eventually it happened. And that's happened a lot of times in my life for a lot of different things, which is Is it weird, or is it just what happens in life when you just are obsessed with something? And that's my mindset this week. And we have my buddy Sarah on with the Hospitality Minute. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Dandashy from Ask a Concierge. Every week, I'll be sharing the latest hospitality and travel news and updates in a segment we like to call Hospitality Minutes.
What is up, Sarah?
Good morning, Rupesh. It's happening. You're live. Everything is good. You don't have to sweat anymore.
I am sweating my butt off because I'm like, oh my God, I'm like freaking out because I picked the wrong time when I set the schedule up for the show. And we were just talking about technology and how sometimes when you screw up, it's okay. And, things happen and it's not it's not the end of the world, right?
It is it's par for the course. And you know what I will say this, because we always give you a hard time, but you do all of this on your own. And so I give you kudos for that, because that is not easy. So.
It is just me. I am handling like 15 different things. I'm looking at who's all and all those things. And sometimes it is overwhelming, but this is what hospitality is about. It's being nimble. It's working quickly to resolve issues and coming up with multiple options. And I think that's what we do really well in the hospitality space.
Totally. Rolling with the punches, putting up fires, figuring out how to turn on a dime, and all of that good stuff.
Sarah with the Hospitality Minute. What's going on this week in hospitality and travel? Let us know.
Awesome. Yeah. So definitely want to dive into this, some quick topics here so that we can get to the main show, because we've got so many amazing guests today. But interesting thing, and I kind of covered this a little bit, but I wanted to share this with everybody here. And I know that Rupesh is a really big fan of online reviews. So a recent study by University of Baltimore found that fake online travel reviews will actually impact $4.1 billion in consumer spending this year alone. Now, obviously, that's a huge chunk of money, but now let's kind of put that in perspective. Around 89% of consumers actually are relying on consumer reviews. So obviously it's important, but how many of these reviews are actually fake? And they did this study, University of Baltimore did this study, and they found that on average, 4% of online reviews are fake. So that means whether there was an inside person writing something really nice, whether it was a bot, you name it. But that's actually influences $21.2 billion in purchases across all categories of e-commerce. So not just travel, but everything. Interestingly enough, and not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but the highest percentage of fake reviews was found on Yelp. So take that for what you will. It is what it is. But yeah, definitely interesting to kind of put that in perspective. So moving on, hotel marketing. This is kind of interesting. Hotel marketing in the US, first of all, it's going to be an easy summer when it comes to hotel marketing, because quite frankly, the demand is there. But then what are we going to be looking at moving forward? So let's kind of just understand what this summer is going to be as far as demand. The hotels are actually expecting occupancy rates to be 50% above 2019. And by the way, this is within the US, for just to give everybody a perspective. This is going to be the summer that's equivalent to sort of 2 summers, which was said actually by the CMO of Wyndham Hotels. And but the demand is just going to be through the roof. Now, what we are seeing is the booking curve is lengthening as well. So bookings for the end of the year, as well as to early 2022. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're saying that, 2022. We are starting to see a lot of bookings there as well too. Business travel still lagging behind, but we are expecting that in September, once kind of maybe kids go back to school after Labor Day holiday, we are going to see business travel kind of start picking back up again. So of course, if we're looking at on a bigger picture, recovery is going to be a little bit uneven, just because once we're looking at international travel with so many different rules and regulations and who's opening up, hoping that obviously Canada opens up. Asia is definitely still going to be a challenge. And so domestic travel is definitely going to outpace international travel. But that being said, coming back to the marketing aspect, hotels are definitely going to be focusing on rebuilding loyalty, and digital marketing is totally where it is at. So much more on that. But we'll continue on with the last little topic here. So 4th of July, right around the corner. I don't know how we got to July, but we're here. 47.7 million Americans are going to be traveling for the 4th of July holiday period. Another thing for perspective, that's 2.5% fewer than the number of Americans that traveled in 2019. That is Huge. So obviously we've definitely gone a lot. We're higher from last year. So despite high gas prices, more than 91% of respondents said that they would be traveling by car. And that is actually 5% more than in 2019. And 3.5 million are planning to fly. So just goes to show you, people are getting back out there. I don't know if you guys have been in an airport as of late. I have been in several, and it is busy. So there you have it for today's Hospitality Minute. Thank you.
Sarah, I'm just messing everything up right now.
What's going on now, Rupesh?
Hold on. Let me see if I can get this off and bring you back on. There we go.
There we go.
It's always a pleasure having you on. I'm glad you're helping me with when I fumble and stumble. Sarah, when is your book coming out? I am so ready to promote this book like ASAP.
Very soon. I will just say that. I will say this: when you are self-publishing and you work 14 to 18-hour days, it ends up being a little bit challenging, especially when there are certain aspects of it that you have to do on your own. But it's almost across the finish line, and it's 100% on me at this point because I am formatting. So, yeah,
it's a tough job. Well, I know that your persistence and hard work is going to pay off. I can't wait till it comes out, guys. Everyone follow Sarah at Ask a Concierge on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Clubhouse,
Twitter, whatever.
Pinterest, I think.
Pinterest, wow.
All over the place, Sarah. It's always a pleasure having you on. We'll see you next week. And are you going to be? You do a lot of road trips and you're flying, so I think it's a mix. I might be doing it.
Next week I'll be at home unless, I don't know, something changes. YOLO, as the kids say.
All right, Sarah, talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
That is Sarah, guys. Thank you so much. All right, so now let me see if I can bring on our featured. Hold on. Our featured presentation is this magazine right there. And me being on it, I'm so excited, but I wanted to make it a conversation today. So today I actually have a few friends of mine that we're going to talk about. Let me bring them on real quick. Everybody, welcome to the show. This is episode number 95, where we're talking about how how technology can make your hotel relevant today. And we have our friends on Del Ross with Hotel Effectiveness, Sean Cohen with Alice, Thierry Collar with OTA Insights, Kristy Ingram with M3. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now,
Congratulations.
Thank you, Del. This article that I wrote about 2 months ago is finally on in the magazine, and I'm like super proud of it. But along with the magazine comes all of you guys that are in the industry supporting technology, supporting these hotels as we continue. So here is the article, or here's the magazine. That's the cover. Here's the article itself. We're going to go through it. If you guys are okay with that, we're going to go through each step. So we're going to break it down. So the first one is guest communication. And I want to bring that to Sean, where with Alice, tell us what Alice does and kind of how can hotels use technology to properly communicate with guests?
So Alice is an operations platform, and one of the things it does, is there an echo? I'm sorry.
Sounds good.
Okay. Alice is an operations platform, and what it does is it helps the entire hotel sort of align itself and cohere. Every department works together instead of apart. And one of the big parts that we found, and the reason why we built in a really robust guest communications and staff communications features, is because obviously speaking with the guest is very important. And so we see it as more of a language problem. Like if a Japanese guest came in and you were able to speak Japanese to that guest, they would feel more welcome. Well, the same is true it's just a lingua franca problem in the case of the phone, which is to say more and more guests, particularly in the case of, for instance, this past year with COVID, but guests in general prefer to communicate via their device. And when you prefer to communicate via your device, then you're sort of in this weird place where, does the hotel have the structure to receive communications from a guest? Can it take action on them, et cetera, down the line? And so the way I think about it is my teenage daughter, when she communicates using her phone with her friends, it's always like WTF and OMG, right? But when she communicates with me, it's, can I please have money, right? That's the way you communicate with your hotel. So we really did a deep dive on how people are communicating today. What do people want from their hotel? They want information. They want tasks accomplished. They want service. And so the question for us is, how have we created a communications platform where a request can be, in a sense, an unstructured request, meaning someone would be like, hey, dude, can I have towels, right? That's an unstructured request. Can we receive that? And literally, how many button presses away are we from making that a ticket that can be acted upon? And then we can get back to the guest and say, that'll be yours in 10 minutes. And so that's the effort. The effort is to create this communication system where the guest can interact with through their phone. They can basically have a remote control for the entire hotel.
Yeah, and I love it. And it's this technology that's making life easy. It's making our guests happier and their stay more comfortable. I mean, just imagine if you're in a big hotel or even a small hotel, your keys don't work if you have a regular key card, and you are at your door trying to open that door, and now you're like, oh great, now I have all my luggage up here, I have my kids up here, I have their pack and play, and now I'm like, I have to lug everything back downstairs because I'm by myself with my kids. And that happens all the time. Imagine you can now improve that entire experience with a simple text back to the front desk where they could dispatch security or somebody that can help you. And I love that. And that's what Alice does, right? They're pretty much between operations and communications and maybe the concierge. You guys kind of support it all, right?
Right. I mean, that's the hope. The hope is that the front of house, back of house, better integrated and everything's sort of tied together, and with better communication and better sort of the queuing of tasks and sort of the structure of how things goes. When all of that aligns, everyone feels better. When you can actually take a look at what's happening on property, everything seems to work better. And much of the problems that seem to occur are when tasks get lost, or when teams aren't aligned, or when something literally goes astray. Keeping all of that in order, if you have paper, or if you're doing it with an Excel document, or however you're trying to make it happen, is very difficult. And so we have a system that attempts to sort of align all of those things and just make them good. And what we've found is that in the past year, for a lean staff, it works even better. If you're on a skeleton crew, you're basically screwed. And so the question is, how can you get the entire team to be in as much alignment as possible? This comes from even prioritizing all the way to, we're probably not going to get this done. How can we communicate that?
Right. And gone are the days of that written handbook for the front desk where you said, all right, guest in 112 has a leaky faucet. Now that maintenance engineer comes to the front desk, reads that book, reads that task, and then goes back, fixes it, goes back to the thing. You cut all of those inefficiencies out with a tool like Alice. So I appreciate that. That's number one on the list as far as guest communication. Now we're going to number two, which is operations. And, with operations, there's a lot of different things. Like, you could be doing different parts of the operations, but a part of a GM and an owner's things to do is the accounting side. And this is where Kristy Ingram comes in with M3. Kristy, please explain what you guys do and how technology has improved that whole process when we're talking maybe between a management company or a owner and the general manager or the team understanding their budget. Hold on, I think you're muted. Hold on. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Rupesh. I certainly appreciate it. So what we do at M3 is we've got 3 platforms. Our flagship product is called Accounting Core. And Accounting Core has come a long way since we were founded in 1998. It is a beautiful platform. It's an enterprise platform. So there's transparency. There's also permissions based per user. So everybody can see what they're supposed to see and know what they need to know. And it's important to mention that customers of all sizes, whether you've got 1 hotel or 200 hotels, this platform can certainly help you. And our mission statement is to help hospitality companies be successful through technology and drive financial performance. So with the automation piece, we've worked double time through COVID to make sure that we were really ramping up our efforts to make sure that our customers had what they needed, because we know you guys are working very lean these days. But so one of the things that is the easiest thing to implement, but certainly very impactful, is our PMS integration. So you don't have to, oh, let me mention, I was a hotelier way back a million years ago, and I'm very jealous. You guys have all this technology I didn't have. So I used to have to go to all these different places. I spent my first 30, 45 minutes of the day entering in my daily report. You guys don't have to do that anymore. We can get those integrations from the PMS providers. Yeah. And we've got over 25 on the list now, plenty more in pilot that we're working on. It will automatically send that information into Accounting Core. All you have to do is just review it and roll it over, and you're done. In addition to that, we've got intelligent imaging. I don't know anybody who starts their day out saying, I can't wait to enter invoices today. Nobody does that. Well, you don't have to do that with intelligent imaging. You just email those in or you scan them in. The information is intuitively picked up by this system, and it runs through a workflow, and it drops into Accounting Core ready to be paid. So with Accounting Core, oh, and we also have on the horizon bank reconciliation automation. So I'm super excited about that. Nobody likes to reconcile bank accounts.
Absolutely. So there are ways within the and there's a lot of different automations within just operations. Accounting is one of them. Kristy, thank you so much for that. But before we end this conversation, we're going to all let the audience know where people can find you at the end. So, all right. So number 3 now is in-room technology. And this question goes out to all of you guys. So I think I'm going to go with Sean, and then we'll just go around the table. In-room technology, when you're staying at a hotel, and if you have recently in the last year and a half, is people aren't watching traditional cable anymore, right? They're streaming, they're watching YouTube, they're watching Netflix, they're watching all these other different platforms. And that's what guests want these days. And so your in-room technology makes a huge difference on the guest experience. It makes a huge difference on your service scores, your reviews, all of those things. Now, Sean, what platform would you use if you're at a hotel?
So, I mean, I'll just talk about a use case because it's like on my mind, and we're actually doing a case study about this. Okay. Legoland New York just opened, right? And one of their big issues is that for a while, because of the pandemic, they had a constrained number of people who could come into the park, but they wanted them to stay at the hotel. And so they had to make, in a sense, their goal, can we bring some of the park into the room? Can we make the rooms more entertaining? And specifically for kids, this is a little annoying. So what they did is they've created like quizzes or games or tests in the room. And so they have a device. It's basically a Google, interface there, right? And basically it speaks to you and it says, hey, would you like to take a tour or a quiz or would you like to hear a story? At some point it asks a question. And the housekeeper has placed something in the room that the kid has to find. So the kid goes all around the room finding it, and then they give an answer to the to Google, and Google can basically handle the yes or no or whatever. And what that does then is, and I know this because Alice is behind it, if the answer is correct, it sends a service ticket, right? And the service ticket then makes it so that there's someone on property who's literally just doing this, and they'll deliver a Lego toy to that room. And so it sends it out as a service request, but only sends it out if the kid can find the thing that's in the room. And apparently it's like wonderful. Like it's simple, but wonderful. The housekeeper apparently always puts it in the same place, like under a pillow, right? That's awesome. But the kid always finds it. And then the kid's like, the answer is blue or whatever the answer. I haven't been there yet, darn it. My kids are probably doing it. But what I like about this is that it's such a brilliant integration of a digital interface, a physical experience, and service delivery, right? It's like suddenly they've made being in the hotel very real. And there's a 100% chance that everyone who goes to that hotel will remember this simple thing. It's the same as any service delivery, right? There's no difference between this service delivery and anything else. If you have too many people who have done it at once, it queues in Alice and it says you'll get it in a half an hour or in 4 hours, right? So you can have one person doing the deliveries. This doesn't have to max out your team, but it's a simple way to create a very exciting experience. You already have a contactless. Many hotels already have a contactless interface in the room anyway, because they're trying to replace their phones.
All right,
and so
we're talking about
a very exciting way to think about in-room entertainment.
That is awesome. I mean, this is what technology is doing to improve the whole experience. And I love that you brought that example of Legoland in New York, like making a big difference and making a big impact on guest scores, guest loyalty too, because how many people are they going to share that with on social media? And
everyone's going to talk about it. And it's so simple because they didn't change anything about the room, about the service. I mean, like, they didn't have to build something weird. They're basically hidden something under a pillow, you know?
I love that. I love that. All right. So Del, if you had to stream something in a recent hotel that you stayed at, what is it? Is it regular TV, or are you watching like a Netflix, YouTube, some other platform?
I think it's going to be bring my own media. Today, the winning strategy isn't load up the TV with what you think the customer wants to see, and have all that load the old sort of LodgeNet system. Now, I know what I want to see, and I want the ability to put it onto that big screen that you've put in the room effortlessly. And that's, I think, the winning strategy. It actually is great because we don't have to pack more stuff into the room. We just need to make it so that screen is smart and easy to connect to and can take streams from multiple devices.
Yeah, and accessible to your device or whatever you have, no matter if it's a Android or an iOS platform. And I like that technology can do that. And I think if it's grown and it's come so far, and I love seeing every year when I go to the high tech convention that there's so many cool things that are coming up. And so Thierry, with OTA Insights, what do you like to stream? Is it regular TV, or is it like maybe a Netflix or a YouTube?
Yeah, thanks. First of all, I've traveled a lot the last 5 years. I've probably spent each year over 50% of my time away from home in hotels. And what mattered to me the most was convenience, just being able to enter the room, directly stream with a TV, either for meetings or to watch maybe a Netflix show. But to be honest, I turned on the TV once or twice in 5 years, but typically it's either you connect your device to have a meeting or maybe to watch a Netflix show before you go to bed, but that's mainly it.
All right, awesome. Kristy, how about you?
I actually prefer just to watch Hulu on my phone, and I prefer the Golden Girls.
Great show. Absolutely. And I think this is what people want. This is what our guests are walking with. They're walking in with devices that they are already maybe watching as they left their car, and now they're going into the room, and now they want to watch it on the big screen. And I think these are the technologies that our hotels can implement. All right, guys. So this is episode number 95, and we are talking about this article that I posted, how to use technology to make your hotel relevant today. And the next thing, which is number 4, is smart revenue management. And that's where Thierry comes in with OTA Insights. Now, if you're just guessing what the rate is in your market or what rate you should be charging, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And this is where Thierry can come in and explain, what does OTA Insights do?
Yeah, thanks, Rupesh. And yeah, OTA Insights, we are a data and BI provider to the hospitality industry. At OTA Insights, we provide a suite of solutions to empower hotels to make smarter revenue, distribution, and marketing decisions. We now support over 55,000 hotels globally, from independent to local chain hotels and global chain properties, and supported by over 190 amazing colleagues all over the world, all remote today. But our mission is really to help hotels navigate through the challenging distribution landscape and offer solutions that increase profitability and revenues by offering actionable insights. So actually, we have 4 different products. We have our Rate Insight solution, our Rate Intelligence platform, which is our bread and butter, where you can really kind of see your rate strategy versus the competition, but also look at which events are taking place, look at ranking, online visibility, parity data. We also have a hotel BI solution called Revenue Insights. And then we offer Parity Insight, which is an aggregated chain parity solution to really help you spot and resolve parity issues. And lastly, what I want to talk about is our newest solution, Market Insights, which we actually launched in, I think it was September last year, in the midst of the pandemic. And people thought we were crazy launching a new solution during the pandemic. But actually, it's really a solution where we look at what's an industry first, and we look at upper funnel search data. Because with COVID, year-over-year performance is less relevant. We can rely less on historical data. So we decided to launch a new solution, really looking at traveler intent. So instead of looking at forward-looking on the books only, go one step before that and look at the traveler intent and really show commercial teams, so not only revenue management teams, but also marketing, sales, to show them who's looking to stay in your market, where are they looking from, and also for which length of stay, which really allows the team to make data-driven decisions to make sure you can capture that earliest signs of demand. So yeah, complete new solution, and so far very well received by our customers.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome. I mean, these are the things that our hotels need to make really smart decisions and make more money as all the other costs are going up. Labor's going up like crazy, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Everything is going up. So how do we make smarter decisions to maybe get a higher rate for that certain period that guest was looking? And I love that you guys have that technology now where we're like, well, the next 90 days, what are we expecting? And yeah, we look at on the books, information as far as what's on the books, but what about like what people are actually searching, and then be ready for when let's say an event was announced for 6 months from now, right? You don't know until people are actually booking them. But how about if you can understand if people are searching for that? And that's what you guys are talking about, right?
Exactly, yeah. And also maybe one more interesting thing that also an industry first that we launched is going from a fixed com set to a dynamic com set. So really a smart com set, we actually name it, where we really look at traveler data. So we look at, okay, the consumers, at which other hotels are they searching for when they look at your property? So really making concept decisions basically based on data. So a new concept that we also introduced and also been very well accepted by, or taken from our customers. Because nowadays you compete as a business hotel, you compete with leisure hotels. You're all trying to get a fair share of that leisure business. So again, a new concept, and I think really exciting and the path forward for hotels.
I love it. There's so many opportunities just with optimizing your rate and understanding it. And it's not just shopping anymore. It's understanding where business is coming in. And that's where OTA Insight can really help you. So thank you so much for joining us. All right. So we talked about this, and this is the big elephant in the room is labor. And it is not the elephant. It is real, and it's hurting our hotels right now. Every single GM out there and operator out there understands and sees the struggles that everybody's going through. And this is Del Ross with Hotel Effectiveness. Del's been a great partner of mine, which we've done a bunch of events. We did the Hunter Conference last month together, and it was so much fun. Del, thank you so much. And tell us what Hotel Effectiveness does and how your technology has helped hotels really save a lot of money. And that's what we're trying to do right now is optimize our labor costs.
I thought for a second you were saying that I was the elephant in the room, and I didn't get to go to the gym much in the last year, so I was worried. But no, thank you. Look, we're facing the perfect storm for hotels with respect to labor right now. We've got wage rates that are through the roof. New hire wages are up 20% in the last 60 days. It's ridiculous how much we have to pay. We still can't find people because we have this terrible labor shortage problem. Managers are stretched to the limit. They just don't have time. And to boot, we don't know what every day or week's occupancy or arrivals or departures are going to be. So it's really hard to predict what our demand is going to be. The answer is dynamic staffing and adopting this enabled by technology. And that's what we do. We have a product, Perfect Labor, which is a labor management dynamic staffing solution used by over 5,000 hotels today. And what this technology does is it takes the information, the operational driver data from the property management system or forecasting system, and combines it with labor standards. These are staffing guidelines, productivity rules for every single position, and produces the perfect labor plans and scheduling templates that make creating a perfect schedule that is exactly aligned to the actual needs of the hotel effortless for the manager. So an untrained, non-technical manager who doesn't like math can create a dynamic staffing model that is perfect to the needs of the hotel in just a few minutes a week. And then every single day, go and update the data, take a look at the revised forecast, and adjust the rest of week plan and schedule so that they can avoid unnecessary overtime. They can know when they need to bring in contract labor, and basically be 100% assured there's no waste. In addition, we offer a technology now, we just launched this called TeamShare for our customers who have multiple hotels in a market, where they can pool the labor across their sister hotels and fill open shifts first with their own people, going from hotel to hotel before they have to go out to the market. And all these things combine to help address the labor crisis and eliminate the excess costs that unfortunately is inherent in our business. We can't afford waste right now. And today, this technology is saving hotels and enabling them to make the most of the profit opportunity of the leisure surge that we're all happily experiencing today.
Yeah, I think I see some opportunities there where you're saying, well, if you have 5 hotels in your portfolio and they're in the market, in your local market, or the market where, maybe an associate can travel, and there's openings, like, why wouldn't you not give this to somebody that's already looking for extra hours, right? Then trying to find somebody off the street, training them for a couple of weeks, and then understanding if they're going to be the right fit, where you can use technology to make these really smart decisions, and then understand that your budget can be in line with what where it was supposed to be. And I think there's a lot of opportunities there. So I appreciate this. Del, you always share some amazing numbers. What does this summer look like for most hotels as far as costs of the average salary? Because I know you guys do a salary. You have a salary system where you can understand, like, this market pays this type of, and I know it's illegal to call your neighbor and say, hey, what are you paying your front desk person? Is that true?
It's true. And it's really important to know what the prevailing wages are in your market for each position, but you can't call around and ask, because that is a violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. It's a felony. It happens all the time, but please don't do it. If you're online, just don't do it. We actually offer a wage benchmarking product called Perfect Wage. It's very inexpensive. It's $249 a year for every day you get updated data for every position in your hotel. And this is a much better solution. It's legal and safe. But whatever you do, stop calling around. We also give one of the nice things about having so many customers in certain segments, we've got 1 out of every 5 hotels in every market. We have benchmarking data for productivity. How long is it taking all the Hampton Inns to clean a room upon departure? What's the typical hours per occupied room for front desk or maintenance? All these kinds of standards and benchmarks. We have this information built into our tool so that when you're creating your own labor standards and guidelines, you can compare them to others like you and determine whether you're in line and whether you need to make adjustments and whether there are improvement opportunities at the hotel level or the individual contributor level. And that's really important right now as well.
Yeah, I think these are all opportunities. We talked about all of these things, and I know we're coming up to the end of the show. And guys, thank you so much, all of you guys, for joining us. If you've enjoyed this conversation, that for the folks that are watching, hit the like button right now. Comment that you loved it, and I can see all 5 of these technologies and these different parts of our industry kind of intermingling together to make a really good experience for the guest, be profitable for the hotel, and all around improve the property and the operations of a hotel. And also, I guess I'll start with Del. Del, where can people find you and your system?
Hoteleffectiveness.com. It's a great place to start. You can also reach out to us through any of the social media. I want to point out, you said about integration. We actually do integrate with M3, and we integrate with systems like Alice and OTA Insights to pull data in. It's a big reason why we make it easier to do stuff. And we're really happy to have, we have thousands of common customers with M3 today, for example.
Awesome. Dale, thank you so much. Sean, where can people find you and Alice?
AlicePlatform.com. A great way to sort of spend 15 minutes of your day today is to ask for a demo, because you really sort of only understand how your operations can be held. It's like Tetris. You have something weird coming at you. You have to figure out how it fits. That kind of scenario, you need to see it in order to understand it. Like, you could read all of our documentation, but you really should see a demo. So AlicePlatform.com.
Awesome. I was horrible at Tetris. I would lose in the first 10 seconds. I don't know about you guys.
That's our metaphor right now for every hotelier. There's shapes coming at them, and they're like, "There's no way this is going to fit." So we are attempting to help with that problem.
I love that metaphor. All right, Thierry Collard with OTA Insights. Where can people find yourself and your system?
Yes, feel free to reach out directly via LinkedIn or go to our company LinkedIn page. And otherwise, otainsight.com is our website. And we offer free trials to hotels. So please feel free to reach out and try it out.
Absolutely. And last but not least, Kristy Ingram with M3, the accounting software. Where can people find you?
Hi, so m3as.com is our website. You can email me, first name Kristy at m3as.com. I'm on LinkedIn, and we're going to be at AAHOA and High Tech later this year too. So please stop by and see us.
Yeah, I'm sure all of you guys are going to be at probably both conventions and conferences. So pretty excited about that. That conferences are back, and pretty excited that our hotel industries kind of coming back now. And I see so many different markets where hotels are bringing people on, or they are at a great occupancy, which I'm so happy to hear and see, and people getting back to work. And with these technologies and more, you can really optimize to make your hotel relevant today. Guys, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on. I hope to see you guys at a convention or a conference or in your local city soon. If you come to Orlando, please shout me out, and we'll definitely hang out. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so this was episode number 95, five away from the 100th episode. I'm so excited about this. All right, so let me see if I have any show notes left. I know I did miss our contest, and I am announcing today the next contest. So last Friday, we gave away $1,000, and congratulations to the winner there. I'm now blanking her name, but you know who you are. You won $1,000. We're now doing a new contest. So by the way, comment if you got this magazine in the mail. It's by AAHOA. It's the Today's Hotelier magazine. I'm on the front cover, and this entire episode was about the article I wrote in it, is how to use technology to make your hotel relevant today. Well, we're doing a contest, and it's going to be announced today on LinkedIn. However, I'm going to give the folks that are watching and listening a sneak peek. So what we're doing is we're calling it Selfie with Rupesh. And by the way, if you get this, and you take a selfie and post it on social media, tag AAHOA, tag Today's Hotelier, and use the hashtags. Let's see, use the hashtags Today's Hotelier, hashtag AAHOA, or hashtag Selfie with Rupesh. You'll be automatically entered in. So if you have this magazine, all you have to do is post it, and we have some amazing prizes to give away. So I'm excited about this competition or this contest, and it ends, I think, July 14th on a Wednesday. We're going to announce the winner, and stay tuned to LinkedIn today as I announce the prizes, which is awesome. We have a prize pack for this winner. That's going to really be an awesome prize. So thank you so much, guys. This episode was so much fun. Thanks to all the folks that joined us. And I'm sorry about the technical issues that we come up with, but guess what? We keep it going. And thank you so much to smartguests.com for sponsoring this episode. You guys, you can always support me and the show by subscribing. Go to rupesh.co. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's see. There it is. It is. There you go. Become a sponsor or a subscriber of the show. Enter your name at rupesh.co/show, and you'll be notified every time we go live. We'll see you guys next week. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. I will see you next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Until then, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Talk to you soon.